So yeah, man, you're probably thinking of moving to Southeast Asia, but you're not sure whether to go to Bali or Cambodia. Well, as a person who's been living in Southeast Asia for the last 6 years, I'll be giving you the differences so you can decide which one is better. I made this video because one of the videos that blew up, that has the most views, is when I was in Bali. And people did ask me some questions, so I decided why not, because people are asking me the differences between Bali and Cambodia, and I'm currently in Cambodia, so why not? I'll be giving my experiences so you can decide which country fits you the best. So I'll be breaking down the lifestyle, dating culture, and cost of living, and just everything, so you can make a decision by yourself. If you haven't checked my other videos where I compare Cambodia and other countries like Philippines, I'll put it right on this video here. Alright, let's get it going. So let's start with the dating scene in Bali. So there are three different kind of women you can meet in Bali. So I'll specifically talk about Indonesia because, in Bali, not Indonesia as a whole, but generally Bali, that's where most people go. You'll get three types of you could get three types of relationships or three girls. So the first one, you could obviously meet a foreigner, because there's a lot of foreigners or international women. Next, it could be a woman who's open to, like, they're more modern in dating, so they kind of follow the foreign lifestyle. And then you could meet the Indonesian traditional woman. So that happens mostly in Bali in terms of the traditional woman, but generally most of them, they are liberal in a way, because obviously they're influenced by social media. They're also influenced by just the foreigners. So what you'll see most people or most girls you'll meet, they'll have a high level of English. So another point, they know a lot of English, so we'll be speaking more English more often than not. So most women I've dated, you'll check on my videos, I'll put some of them here, or you can check around my channel. I had a date with this Balinese girl, so I put it over here. So when I met, like, she didn't want anything serious, like she just wanted to have fun, literally. Even when I did try it a little bit, I could see she wanted something more casual. That's because of the culture that has been given by brought in by the foreigners. So that's generally what you'll get. However, on the other hand, I did find a traditional woman, but obviously I wasn't deciding to settle in. 6th day. So I wasn't deciding to settle in, so I decided not to carry on with the relationship. So this is the same, I would put a video around here. It's the same girl that I went to do painting with. She invited me at her home to do painting. So I'll tell you about this later. And also you get foreigners. I did see a lot of foreign women and foreign people generally, because remember, there's a huge part of the expat community that is basically in Indonesia. So you'll be meeting a lot of digital nomads. So if you're open to that, and yeah, those are the pros of being in Indonesia or Bali. Let's be specific. So let's look at the cons. The cons would be basically, you will have a lot of competition in terms of dating local women, because obviously, like, there's a lot of foreigners, and you might not get a lot of local women, because obviously, as I said, they're more into local dating. And another con is that you may not get long-term relationship or serious relationships. Yes, you could get, but here we're talking generally, like what has been happening. So another aspect is most of I would say cities, the women now are becoming modern. So meaning they're more about money, more about doing things that are more Western. Yeah. But you could still get, as I said, women who are traditional in Bali, like I got. So that one's a bit harder to get, but it's possible. So that's just something that is happening in Indonesia. All right. So I was just lucky to get a girl who was traditional at the time, and then we just had a good bond, but I couldn't take it forward. All right. So that's basically the dating scene in Indonesia. In essence, it's more like if you want something more open, you want to date international women, not not Balinese per se, because there are a lot of digital nomads there. So you could get those. It's harder to find local women who are traditional. But if you go to, I'd say, Ubud is the better one in terms of finding traditional women. That's where I found this woman, because traditionally the Ubud is a city where they are focused on, I would say, painting. This is like an art city. Whereas if you go to Canggu, it's more like foreigners. So you wouldn't get long-term relationships there. You'd more often than not find international women. So yeah, that's basically how it goes. And as I said, the women are more liberal. So the other aspect is that in Bali, local women, the reason is that if you want local women, they're now becoming very cautious when it comes to foreigners. So they want to know, again, are you staying and what are your intentions? So that's the other thing. Because of foreign past experiences, that's what has been happening. And also there's a lot of dating app culture. So there's a lot of app, again, it's all fueled by the foreigners who live in Indonesia or Bali. I keep saying Indonesia, it's mainly Bali. But yeah, because if I say Indonesia, it's the main, I'm talking about the main country, so I wouldn't really talk about that. Yeah, that's a summary of Indonesian dating scene. So there's 3 types. If you do want the traditional one, just go to Ubud. But if you're looking for more casual, you can still find it in Ubud, but rather go to Canggu and other cities. And yeah, there's another city there where women are more into money. So I was told, I forgot the city, what the city is. I think it's Java. Yeah, the city is Java. Right, so yeah, that's the essence of how things are. Alright, so let's go to the pros of dating in Cambodia, where I am. So I've talked a lot about this on my channel. It's literally just, if you didn't find any information about it, you can also find it in my other videos. I did a comparison of Cambodia and other places. But let's go right into it. So the first part, the difference or the main difference is this: Cambodia is super traditional. Like if you're looking for that kind of lifestyle, dating scene, then you'll be okay. And also the women are usually long term. As I say, these are general points. You can still get short term, but it's unlikely. Normally it's long term, right? So that's what happened to me, or has been happening to me. Whoever I'm finding, they usually want long term. Okay, the crazy part is sometimes they don't care even if I have someone else, because again, that's something of being exotic and stuff like that. But the main thing you need to understand as someone who travels the world is that people will always be looking for different kind of situations. Some people want traditional, some people want to short-term like dating. So this doesn't happen in this country. Literally, it's kind of like frowned upon if you do that. You could, but it's kind of different. Bali, the other hand, is normal. It's become normalized. Normally during, it's basically caused by foreigners and stuff like that. So that's the main points about that. And so it's low paced and you want someone who's basically loyal. That's what you get here. And I would say someone authentic you'll get here, because also you'll always be fulfilled generally if you're dating someone from here, talking from someone who has a girlfriend from here. So that's the summary of the whole thing. But the cons about dating life in Cambodia, it's hard to find short-term relationships and you'll have trouble finding that. Also, the culture may be a bit harder for you because they want to meet them. The parents may not approve of you. Again, it's more very traditional, so they need a lot of approval from their parents even for dating. So things like that can really have an impact of people. But if you're open enough, anything can happen. You can literally, for me, as I say, it depends on what you want to experience in life. Most people want to experience traditional I would say Cambodia is number one, right? If you do want to travel in Indonesia, yo. yeah, they're giving love. So yeah, that's what I would say. Like, if you want traditional, the essence is here. And cons is basically that you can't find short terms. Literally that simple. Now let's talk about the lifestyle and cost of living for both countries, comparing the two. So I would say, if we look at the rent, Cambodia is a little bit cheaper. Like, according to my experience, it's a very cheaper country. That's talking about rent. Obviously, if we're talking about transport, then it can be a bit expensive compared to Bali. But generally, the rent, I would say it's more. Indonesia is more expensive. And also, they feel big because the more tourists come there, the more the prices go up. So it makes that's just how it is. Well, that's how the system generally happens. Just like in Thailand, the prices end up going up the more tourists there are. Generally, that's what happens, right? So that's the main part of the. And then if we look at the food, so obviously you would be wanting to look at the food when you go there. So in terms of the food, I'd say Cambodia is also a bit cheaper in that department. You can also get a lot of street food also. So in general, Cambodia would still be a bit cheaper. Although in terms of the food quality, and Bali would be number one. They have also a lot of healthy options, but the prices are very high compared to Cambodia in general. We're talking general, right? So I'd say that. And then we move on to now we move on to the visa options. So this is basically the reason why I decided to move to Cambodia. The visa option was very easy. So Cambodia is probably the easiest in Southeast Asia, followed by Thailand. But yeah, so I would say Cambodia is pretty straightforward. You can renew a visa as long as you have a sort of income. You can show it, you can renew it, they'll approve you. It must be consistent, as I always say on my video. It must be a stable, consistent income showing, or at least show proof. In Indonesia, you can do it, but it's more of a complicated process and a bit more expensive. So yeah, you could do it, but it's very, very, very expensive and very complicated compared now to Cambodia. Cambodia, you can keep renewing as long as you stay and you keep producing your income. So this has led to many foreigners who end up basically using their tourist visa to stay in Bali. So they stay like 3 months, or they keep extending after their tourist visa is finished. So that's generally what happens. Which is, you could do it if you want to, but in Cambodia it's straightforward. Have the income, you can have a business visa. Simple and straightforward. So let's look at what kind of man will prefer each. So which kind of man will prefer to live in Cambodia? So I'd say this would be a man who prefers a slow-paced life, who wants a loyal person, and who wants just peace, literally just peace. Not necessarily like interacting with other people, because here they leave you alone and you hardly see a lot of people, even foreigners. I mean, I'm seeing foreigners here in front of me, but like it's rare. It's not a common thing that happens all the time. So that's, I'd say. And also, if you find with some, with their life that is a bit more behind compared to the other countries. And I like it because I feel more peaceful and I can do a lot of things just by myself, and without having to go out and do other things, feeling the pressure to be with friends or whatever. Here they just leave you alone. And also, now, which man would more likely fit for living in Bali? So this will be a man who is more into going out, like partying, just having fun. That's the kind of person that would fit in Bali. So, and you actually want to be around a digital nomad space, like people who are doing online businesses. I could be doing that, of course, But as I said, I want peace. And also what happens is in Indonesia there is no dancing. I want to do my dancing and teach dancing here. So I mean there's a little bit of it, but it's not as lucrative, I'd say. So, and also if you want to be kind of away from Southeast Asia but still be in Southeast Asia, you can go to Bali. And also in Bali, if you want to be involved in a lot of communities like meditation, finding yourself and all of that, you will find that. It's like that's where people go to meditate, to open their businesses. You can find a lot of connections, although the connections may not be as real in terms of living with locals like Cambodia, but you'll find business connections generally. That's the whole aspect of in Bali. But if you want to relax, yeah. So guys, it really depends on you, what you want to choose. So I do want you to decide by yourself, given all these things I've mentioned, visa options, lifestyle, like dating, the culture, which one fits well for you. I'll just give you a story about it for me. So when I was in Indonesia, I had a lot of interactions. I dated, I lived for about 6-7 months. I had the time of my life, but the reason I decided to leave was simple, because I said earlier on the visa option, and secondly I felt like it was far away from the world in a sense. I couldn't really travel to Thailand or Vietnam, so Cambodia it's like more central, so that's why I decided to go. And also I got a casual relationship. As I said, I'll put it on the screen above here. The girl was quite good. We really hooked up. We hooked up quite well, and yeah. But also at the same time, I dated a lot of other local women, because usually I date local women if I'm going to another country. I usually hardly date foreigners unless it so happened, but generally. So that's what happened now. I ended up dating this traditional woman. She invited me to a local to help painting to her house. I'll put the video here so you can see. I'll put it up. So basically she showed me around and we talked with the family and her mom. Amazingly, she was like literally begging me to stay, like obviously not directly, but she was actually telling me like if I stay here, buy a house. But I could see it was all for her daughter, because she could see we were like good vibes. So that's what I saw. And then so what I did, I just left my bags with them, just in case I go back. So some of my clothes are there. So we had like a great conversation with the family. It was pretty good. And they even talked about why Canggu is not good, meaning the city I was talking about, the one that has a lot of foreigners, because it's also not safe. I forgot to mention that. So they also told me that they don't like it. So Ubud people are very like traditional. That's where I was. So that's why they don't like Canggu people, because there's a lot of foreigners. They steal a lot, so they've been corrupt by foreigners. So that's what this family was telling me. The mom was telling us, she was like, don't talk about Canggu and stuff like that, because I was telling her my experiences of what I experienced. So I'll actually put the video here so you can watch it, right?
She can ask Rati.
Yeah, and Canggu, you can do snorkeling.
No.
She doesn't like when I say Canggu. She doesn't like Canggu.
Canggu, no.
You hate Canggu.
Crazy people there.
Yeah. Yesterday,
very crowded.
It's very crowded.
Yesterday I come back home.
Hello.
I come back, my head not good. And they stole my helmet. But
Stolen helmet dwara ko na yun.
just parking.
Stolen na.
Not good place.
Not good.
Same my country, still. Okay, so I hope you saw the video, guys. That's literally how they are. So it's basically how it goes. If you want traditional, stick to Ubud. You'll still find a lot of yoga and meditation and whatnot. But if you go to Canggu, that's a different type of kind of girl you'll meet, or woman. That's the main thing. But again, it's all up to you what you want to experience. For me, at this point in my life, I'm 35 this year, so I want to experience a relaxed life. Like, that's why I'm here in Cambodia. So those are the different types of dating scenes. So guys, I hope you do, and you did get value, and I hope this video was pretty much insightful for you. If you have any questions or any comments you want to give to me, you can leave them on the comment section down below. And also, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to smash the like button, so that I know that you enjoy the video, and I'll be adding more videos about these topics. I might be traveling to Bali, I'm not sure when, maybe soon. So I decided also, let me just do the video. See you on my next video, guys. Cheers.